everybody, Sean from Movie Assault here, and it is time for episode 3 of the Halloween 15. This time out, I want to talk about The Vampire from 1957. This film was directed by Paul Landris, and it stars John Beale, Colleen Gray, Kenneth Tobey, and also features Dabbs Greer and James Griffith. And this is the Shout Factory or Scream Factory edition. And as you can see, this vampire doesn't quite look like the suave Bela Lugosi type. He kind of looks like a, this is him right here. He kind of looks like sort of a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the Mr. Hyde character, more so than, you know, your usual vampire, film vampire. When a small-town doctor accidentally takes some pills that were developed by an animal researcher, he finds himself developing an affinity for the blood of the local townsfolk. That's the plot of The Vampire. What sets this apart from most other low-budget quickie horror films of its ilk is a performance, and really emotional performance, from John Beale as Dr. Paul Beecher. He, of course, is the small-town doctor that takes these pills, and he finds himself turning into a vampire. As soon as he discovers the effects of these pills that were given to him by his daughter by mistake, he's genuinely horrified and guilt-ridden. And what could have been a by-the-numbers monster show really becomes the story of a man's struggle as he comes to terms with the fact that he's murdering his friends and neighbors, and he finds himself horribly addicted to these pills. Of course, the story is far-fetched and contains many of the tropes of 1950s horror films, yet the script, which was written by Pat Fielder, who is a woman, includes unusual touches that give the vampire an odd charm. My favorite is the character of Dr. Henry Winston, who's played by James Griffith. He's kind of this gruff, socially inept researcher who always wears sunglasses due to a light sensitivity. And based on how he's presented, initially you might think he's some sort of villain or an adversary. Nope, he's just strange. And the dialogue is littered with humorous throwaway lines as well. It's bolstered by an excellent supporting cast, including Kenneth Tobey, who from The Thing from Another World, Colleen Gray from the original Nightmare Alley, and Dabbs Greer, who is from Little House on the Prairie. The acting belies the fact that the movie was shot in 6 days. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention the score of the prolific Gerald Fried, who also did the score for The Curse of the Faceless Man, which I've reviewed on the channel earlier in a previous Halloween 15. Some of the musical passages briefly recall John Williams' Jaws score from 1975, and I don't know if John Williams was influenced by this at all. Probably not, but, you know, Fried's theme was written 2 decades previous, so I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. It's not like John Williams ripped off the score or anything. I'm not making any claims like that. It's just reminiscent, and it's sort of got that same sort of tonal part. And it only lasts for a little while, but it's definitely reminiscent of Jaws. And while it's not terribly scary, The Vampire does provide an excellent example of one of the many hidden gems of 1950s horror. If you can find this, definitely pick it up, check it out. It is now out of print from Scream Factory, but I think you can still find it at a pretty decent price. I found mine for $8 on eBay. So definitely check out The Vampire. I give it a 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching. And as always, feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Next up will be my review of Blood Rage from 1987, originally made in 1983. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take it easy.